and live from the Scheinfeld Center Innovator Studio at Santa Barbara City College. Welcome everyone to the 2021 Get Real Shark Tank Pitch Competition. And thank you so much for joining us. My name is Julie Sampson. I'm director of the Scheinfeld Center. And $10,000 is on the line today with 3 SBCC student entrepreneurs making their mark during National Entrepreneurship Month in this culminating event of the Get Real Accelerator. Doers, risk takers, problem solvers, those are all words that describe these students who have been working for the past 6 months in the Get Real Accelerator, meeting major milestones to advance their business and bring their venture forward. They are also all former winners of the Scheinfeld New Venture Challenge. So let's join together to support these students as they present their most persuasive 8-minute pitch to our judges regarding why they are the best choice to win the $10,000 award and apply it toward the next business milestones, bringing them even closer to making their entrepreneurial dream a reality. We sincerely thank our sponsor, Union Bank, for the $10,000 award that will make such a difference for these entrepreneurs. We wish all of our competitors great success today. And we believe that this is only one step in many more positive steps as you move forward on your entrepreneurial journey. And while only one of you will win today, in terms of the cash, the fact is that just you being here and competing is a major milestone in itself, and it speaks volumes to who you are as entrepreneurs. So here's what will take place today. Every founder will present their 8-minute pitch, and this will be followed by an 8-minute Q&A session with the judges. The judges will ask clarifying questions. This isn't a time for feedback, but rather clarifying questions to help understand the venture and the entrepreneur more. The judges will then go into a 20-minute deliberation period. To win the $10,000 grant, the winner should give the most compelling case of why their venture would be successful. They should provide evidence that they're committed to apply the funding toward good use in pursuit of meaningful business milestones. And they should show promise of viability. Community support is one of the criteria that the judges will consider with, and our audience. You can place a vote for the founder of your choice through Instagram posts that we have live right now. The links to the Instagram posts are down below the video, whether you're in YouTube or on our website page. And please cast your vote and give an encouraging comment. The encouragement goes a long way. And without further ado, let's meet our esteemed panel of judges who are strong supporters of entrepreneurship and the Scheinfeld Center. Thank you, judges, for sharing your time and expertise with us today. To start off, we have Chuck Santry, who brings an expansive career in business to the table, having served in startups and the large American corporations as CEO, COO, Executive Vice President, Director of Sales and Marketing, National Sales Manager, and Research and Development Team Leader. Actively involved in various companies ranging from American Durable Products, PepsiCo, Strauss Industries, and MBEV, as well as several Santa Barbara startups. Chuck brings in-depth insight into building successful companies. He was a collaborator in the launching of the Get Real Accelerator, and I appreciate his input so much. Our next judge is Mark DePaco. He is the founding partner of the law firm DT Law Partners here in Santa Barbara. And for more than 20 years, Mark's legal experience has focused on corporate transactions, including securities offerings, debt and equity raises, mergers and acquisitions, and all matters related to corporate and business growth. Among his clients are angel investors, investment companies, funds, and family businesses. And then finally, we have with us Greg LOOSVELT, who is an entrepreneur, financial analyst, and business advisor. Throughout his career as a financial analyst and CEO, Greg has secured financing, started, sold, and advised startups. Moreover, after a successful 22-year career managing a private equity fund and starting and selling a 1,000-person consulting firm, he worked with a nonprofit to address environmental issues with sustainable technologies, particularly focusing on green building projects, renewable energy, carbon accounting. And Greg combines teaching, conservation, science, economics, and finance into the world of entrepreneurship. But that's not all. Greg is also very passionate about growing and maintaining business talent in Santa Barbara County and growing our region's economy to benefit all. He has an important announcement and opportunity to share with you before we get started here. So Greg, take it away.
Thank you very much, Julie. And I make this announcement, but I will say that Julie's been as active, if not more than I have, in putting this together. We'd like to announce a Santa Barbara County Economic Development Accelerator that will start this year and continue, we hope, for a very long time. And maybe we should talk about what it is. It's really good. We're going to provide contingent grant funding and training to Santa Barbara County business talent. The focus is going to be on firms that are entering a growth phase or someone that's acquiring a business. We really want talent to have access to capital to grow, and we want them to use these funds meaningfully. We're doing this with Santa Barbara SBCC Foundation, SBCC Scheinfeld Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, the Jack and Julie Nadal School of Business, School of Extended Learning, and SCORE Chapter Santa Barbara. I have a belief and came to Julie with this, that too many either leave Santa Barbara or are left out of Santa Barbara's economy. And there's a connection between long-term community health and the growth of our talent base. We think that we think fewer businesses mean lower quality for the entire county. And since most new jobs are created by entrepreneurs, I think the number is as high as 83%. And many businesses, unfortunately, stay small. Some don't even get more than a single employee. So we thought we could take this information and try to develop and keep the talent pool in Santa Barbara. And we think resources are necessary for that. And we think that if we can fund some demonstration projects that will show the financial viability of certain tactics. And so that's what we hope to do. And we hope to also train that. So we believe we can catalyze some new financial mechanisms for the community. We will offer a grant every year and as a demonstration theme. Themes will vary from year to year. We don't think we don't have a theme in general. We're just looking for really good folks to invest in and talent to help. By supporting the development of a financial ecosystem, we believe we can help grow and maintain our talent pool in Santa Barbara. Julie, I want to, since you're such an important part of this, and the Scheinfeld Center will operate this grant process. Is there anything you want to say before we announce our first recipient?
Thank you, Greg. I'm just super excited that there is a follow-on program now to the pipeline that we have going. So we start with students at the high school level, and with our new venture challenge business plan and pitch competition, we're able to provide them some value and support, provide the high school program some support for helping their students advance. And then we've got our entrepreneurship academic program here at the college and also through the School of Extended Learning. We've got the Get Real Accelerator, and now to have this new follow-on program that helps students and business owners alike throughout Santa Barbara County to grow, as Greg was saying, is just a fabulous compliment. So we hope that our community will really experience how much the Scheinfeld Center and SBCC is behind business growth in Santa Barbara County. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you, Julie, very much. So for 2021, the theme was that every person is an owner, and we want to share the wealth. So what we want to do is have a demonstration project that really shows and demonstrates how we could increase employee ownership in Santa Barbara. So we went through this and thought, there's a lot of great reasons why employee ownership is so important. You look at the tenure, the increased length of people spend at their job. You look at the wealth increase, 92% higher median household incomes with employee ownership. You look at the how long people, in terms of their learning at the job and are more engaged in the job. So we thought this would be a great thing to kick off for our first recipient. We decided that there's many forms you could take, but we are trying an unusual form that, at least here in the States, called an employee ownership trust. There's maybe been a couple handful done in the United States, quite popular in the United Kingdom and other parts of Europe, but it has a few advantages over some other forms. It's perpetual, so it safeguards ownership of the business for the employees. So business can't be sold. It's flexible. You can design it, the trust, in what you're trying to move forward for the business. It's a lower cost. Employees don't have to buy in. So it's a very much lower cost. And it's lower cost to set up and administrative. It's really, we believe that it's the right thing to do, that the employees are doing the work and they should have a share in the ownership of the profits of the company. So we really think it's a time that is going to really help keep folks in Santa Barbara and spread that wealth around Santa Barbara. However, if you look at this, there's been a stagnation in growth of ownership in the past decade or two. It's really only grown at 1 or 2%. And we really believe that is because of the financing and because of the difficulty. So we think the difficulty can be addressed by doing an employee ownership trust. We think we can prove a financing case for it. So our first demonstration project is to show local lenders how we could underwrite such an endeavor. It works almost in any kind of company, small companies, larger companies. This company as large as 80,000 employees have employee ownership trust. So that's what we decided that would be a good theme for our first grant recipient. And we're glad to announce today that our first recipient is the Montecito Estate Management Company, started by Jennifer Lowe in 2016. It's a concierge property manager in Santa Barbara County. It's high quality services, growing rapidly, 100% growth rate over the past 5 years. Great client retention. Started with one client, now has 22. Client retention's over 90%. Does very little marketing, almost comes all from vendors and referrals from current clients. Has 9 employees and 6 are female. And Jennifer came to us and with the issue of employee retention, that her staff wanted to develop career pathways. Her staff wanted to remain with the company. And Jennifer said, how can I do this? And that's how this employee ownership started in her company. And we're really excited about it and look forward to implementing this and to showing the community how well it will work. And thank you, Julie, for the time.
Yes, this is super exciting, Greg. Thank you for spearheading this new program. And I think it's important that for everybody to know in Santa Barbara County, our business owners, that the idea of this is bringing innovative, new growth ideas, to your business. And this is one example. This demonstration, that project that Greg mentioned, is one example. And there will be other examples as well that will be welcomed into the Economic Growth Accelerator. There is on the Scheinfeld Center website a webpage where you can, under the program section, where you can check out what we have going thus far, and you can submit your contact information if you'd like to know more about it. So I think that's it, Greg. We covered it, the Economic Growth Accelerator. It's an exciting opportunity. Thanks so much. And with that, we are ready to go on to the competition.
Absolutely. Thank you for taking the time, everybody. I appreciate it. All right, my name is Elvis Idunate, and this is Texas Tacos. So the problem today is that there's over 27,000 residents in the Isla Vista neighborhood. However, there's only 3 places that are open before 7:30 a.m. None of these places are fast, affordable, or portable for students on their way to class. Solution is a classic Texas breakfast taco. I plan on opening up a streamlined, fast service, and appropriately portioned breakfast taco restaurant that's close to campus and guaranteed to satisfy your morning hunger. Here is a picture on top of the location that I'm currently going to rent out. The road right next to it is actually the main gateway from the Isla Vista neighborhood into the UCSB campus. So there's tons of foot traffic and an absolutely amazing location. The features, so I did a product test with 3 different manageable groups in order to get an in-depth and detailed feedback about what they wanted and what they liked about my tacos. The results are represented here in these pie charts on the right. 50% they eat it about 2 to 3 times a week, and 6.3% so they'd even eat it every day Texas Tacos is open. Half of my guests said that they would pay $5 to $8 for a taco, and 28% said they'd even pay $11 for a taco. We do plan on implementing the Toast point of sale system, which is similar to Square. However, it's designed specifically for restaurants. So it actually makes online ordering very, very easy. They incorporate it into social media. So you can go right to the Instagram and order a taco right after you wake up, and then pick it up for a nice quick grab and go on your way to class. So the business model here on the left side, you can kind of see an example of what the Toast online ordering would look like. Very, very easy and straight to the point. Like I said, it boosts revenue and helps streamline service for students to get an easy grab and go taco for their busy mornings. The right side here, you can see the average cost of goods, about $1.52 as my cost, and then the average selling price is about $4.76, which is a 68% gross margin profit. The average cost does need to be increased a little bit due to the rising meat. Meat cost is up about 44% in the last month, which is absolutely insane. However, here's my market opportunity. It's about 20 million college students across America is a total available market. 10,000 in Isla Vista. So like I said, there's 27,000 residents in Isla Vista. However, we calculated for it to be about 10,000 who are actually in need for a breakfast option. About 50 to 125 customers a day is my service obtainable market, or about 150 tacos to 200 tacos a day. So my marketing and sales strategy, like I said, the majority of our customer base are college students. So social media will be our main way of connecting with them. Like I said, the point of sale system Toast does a great job at integrating the online ordering into the actual social media, which is great. And also what they do is they can collect the emails and the phone numbers of each person who gets a taco, and we can, use that as a rewards program and email promos to them. 10 tacos, you get 1 free. All college students love free stuff, so it'll be a great way to get more connected with my customers. Here's my competition. So we actually did a market survey and found the 4 top most common characteristics for someone who wants a habitual breakfast. Texas Tacos obviously solves all 4: affordable, fast, portable, and quality. Bagel Cafe is probably the most popular breakfast restaurant in Isla Vista. However, it doesn't solve the first 3. Although they are good bagels, they're not affordable, fast, or portable. Spud Nuts is a donut place. They solve the first 2, but I don't know how many people like to eat donuts every day of the week. It's not as nutritious, which is understandable. And Kahe Coffee Roasters is more of a cafe. They're kind of more aimed at having students come in and sit down and spend some time with the coffee and study rather than pick up a breakfast on the go. Here's my financial summary. So we do plan on breaking even around April of 2022. These numbers are based off, the first couple months we do a conservative 75 tacos a day, and then during our peak we hit about 120 to 150 tacos per day, which translates to these numbers. Like I said, the average cost about $1.52, and the average selling price is $4.76. We plan on launching a lunch menu in March. However, these numbers for the lunch are not represented in the financial summary. It is something we plan on implementing. So my management team, there's me, Elvis. Obviously I have 8 years in the restaurant industry, 6 years at a restaurant who has 2 food trucks. I actually joined their team right after they opened. So not only did I get experience as a busser and as going into their lead server, I got experience, with all the trials and tribulations with opening up a restaurant, which is going to help me immensely with my own. I was born and raised in Austin, Texas. So I used to get breakfast tacos almost every day. So not only do I know exactly how they're supposed to taste, but I can really understand the concept and the vision of how big they can actually be. Jim Smith has been an incredible help to me, understanding my true unit economics, my business. He's been there for me more than anyone and helped me prioritize all the different priorities for me to get to where I need to be and establish my goals. He also has huge SCORE connections. So he's in SCORE. So he's be able to help me connect with different bankers and accountants that can help me succeed through my venture. So my progress and traction during the Get Real program, we were able to launch our Instagram and our website, which is amazing. Actually, during September, we decided to pivot to some restaurant research rather than a trailer due to my initial location where I was going to park the trailer getting sold. The property got sold, so I lost my location. But we were able to pivot, and it was a blessing in disguise, I think, because we found that prime location in Dublin's about October 22nd. And they already have all the kitchen materials set up, so it lowered my startup cost immensely. We have our October 15th. We planned on getting our kitchen utensils and our setup, and then we actually have our toast point of sale system already getting shipped out, which is great. And Texas Tacos plans on being operational by early December as a soft launch, then probably early January for a grand opening when all the students get back from their winter break. So the funds needed, I need $25,000 to cover for everything, to cover the first month's rent, my security deposit, the advertising, the toast point of sale system, and the small miscellaneous kitchen items. There's $15,000 for my personal savings, which means, I have tons of skin in the game. And if I win this $10,000 from the Shark Tank competition, it will cover all the negative cash flow months until profitability occurs. My exit strategy. So I plan on to establish my brand and my concept here in Isla Vista to show everybody that this is a good idea. I want to document the standard operating procedures. That way we can start opening up locations across college campuses in California, and then hopefully franchise nationwide, which would be amazing. So why should Texas Tacos win? I believe that the idea for a breakfast restaurant in Isla Vista is foolproof in itself as far as the market gap goes, but let alone something that's affordable and portable for students to grab and go. I also believe that I'm in a perfect position to open up this restaurant at the absolute lowest startup cost. All the cards are in my hand. And, I stepped in a restaurant before I even stepped into high school. So to say that opening up a restaurant like Texas Tacos is a passion of mine is an understatement. So I just absolutely know it's going to be successful. But I did want to thank Julie for putting me through this amazing program the past 6 months. And thanks to the judges for spending the time here to listen to our pitches.
Hey, Elvis, this is Mark. It sounds like you have you've got a location that's a little bit custom for you now, right? Mm-hmm. There's kitchen equipment there. Yes. Have you priced out what I'll call standard uncustomized facilities might cost for you as an operating expense going forward?
Absolutely. So, before we found this location at Dublin's, we were looking into a couple other locations. One was a completely gutted brick and mortar space to which, I found out you had to put a grease trap in and hood vents, which would be a huge amount of money. That just with those 2 items, it basically cost the amount of a food trailer. And I found another location that did have all the equipment inside. However, the landlord wasn't getting back to me. I think there's problems with the past leaser, and so she was kind of dealing with that for him. But as far as opening up a location in Isla Vista, rent is extremely high because of how small the space is, and including that, finding a space that already has the grease traps and the hood vents and the big ticket items to open up a kitchen, it would be an immense startup cost. So I'm very thankful I found something like the location I found, which already has all that implemented for me to just kind of dive right in.
Yeah, I'd expect that you're probably over $100,000 at least, maybe $250,000 to start from scratch. So it's great that you found a location here. In terms of proving the model and opening up other locations, right? Scaling is going to be an issue in terms of overall expense for other. How many do you think you would need to open in order before you're ready to sort of franchise?
I mean, I plan on, I would like to start at, places like San Diego State. I know that Isla Vista especially is really hard and expensive because of how small it is, but I think it would be a little bit easier, especially after proving my concept and what a breakfast taco actually is to the people of California, that it would be relatively easy. And like I said, I really want to dial in the the standard operating procedures. At the job I'm at right now, we're getting a bunch of new trainees, and it's kind of hard to give them, expectations because we don't have a standard operating procedures of what their expectations actually are. So just knowing, dialing in the SOP would be my first goal. But as far as opening up other locations until I franchise, I definitely want to do San Diego State, UCLA, some of the bigger schools like that before I actually go franchise nationwide, because I know especially those schools have a lot of out-of-state students, so it also boosts my credibility there from people from Texas or the South in general.
Elvis?
Yes, sir.
This is Greg. A question on your financials, your revenue. I noticed it dips down a little in June and July, but still fairly high. I'll call it lumpy. How lumpy do you think your revenue stream is during those summer months, and how much of a downturn do you anticipate?
Based on, my past research with other business owners, summer months can be very, very difficult. All the students leave, even in the half of December or the first half of January. When the students leave, the revenue does go down quite a bit. Luckily for me, I think I have a really high gross margin percentage, and my cost for my tacos is very low. On top of that, I believe that, like I said, the huge market gap for breakfast places in Isla Vista in general would allow me to kind of keep my numbers still fairly high. But I was living in Isla Vista during all of COVID. And even though it did, people obviously left a lot, I do think that there is still business to be had and tacos to be served during that time. But as far as, when students actually are in Isla Vista and people are serving, I think just making enough money there will be enough to cover the loss for those months in the summertime.
This is Chuck.
How's it going, Chuck?
Good. Hey, I'm familiar with your concept. My daughter lives in Dallas. Are you familiar with Torchy's?
Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I want to do here. Exactly.
Okay.
I put in queso in my financial summary.
Did you put that in?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's an easy recipe to recreate. I'll tell you that much. And I think it's something that people have a low standard for here in California. All they know is
our standard is really low.
Yeah, compared to for the Torchy's queso.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
So are you starting out as breakfast only? Is that where your focus is?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So since it is just me, I mean, I do have some employees I plan on helping me out. I think that I do just want to start with breakfast. With that, the time frame that I'm renting out that place is going to be from 6 to 2. So I will have some lunch tacos incorporated, like I said, in March. But for now, I really just wanted to dial in my breakfast numbers first.
Okay. And your lease is signed, you're moving in December, you're good to go at that point?
So yeah, we have a property lease written up, and he's very, very helpful. The owner, Ricardo, he's very helpful for me to or very advocate for me to move in, and he's ready for it. So all I need him to do is just sign those papers, and we're good to go. But I think he's making enough money off those liquor sales at nighttime that he just really wants. I'm doing him a little bit of a favor by giving him the rent money every month and kind of helping him hit his bottom level, which is great.
So I think somewhere I saw in here that you need to sell like 125 tacos a day. Is that about right?
Yeah, that's just about right. Absolutely. Yeah.
And so what in the question was brought up, what happens in that break? Because when I moved here, my business started on Trigo Road. Okay.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay.
There you go.
So we were across from the Magic Lantern Theater.
Yeah.
But I know the dip. Okay. And I know the bumps. So in that July, August period, do you anticipate you'll maintain that 125 average, or is it going to go below that?
I do anticipate it dipping below that. However, like I said, I do think that I'll have enough customers, from that January to March or April months when all the students are intact to kind of give me some cushion so that I can kind of still survive and pay my rent during those months. Especially with a lease that I have, the low lease that I have, I think I'll still have enough of a cushion to survive in those 3 months.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And joining us is Steven Benavidez of Argonauts Tactical.
Hi, everyone. I'm Steven Benavidez, and this is Argonauts Tactical and our flagship item, the lumbar IFAK. One of the many things that you will never see in movies is how long SWAT and other tactical teams spend in their vehicles leading up to a mission, which, combined with body armor, is notorious for causing back pain. According to my survey of 23 individuals in this profession, 81% of participants experience this problem. Individual first aid kits, better known as IFAKs, which are a necessity for these professions, are often bulky and restrict movement. While there are a few IFAKs which users place on their backs to keep out of the way or to use as back support, my lumbar IFAK is designed specifically to be used as back support for those armed professionals, mitigating repetitive strain back injuries, all while keeping it out of the way. It features rip-away access from either side of the sleeve. It holds more medical contents than traditional rip-away IFAKs. The attachment system is modular, so they can attach to multiple types of plate carriers. And it features a mesh backing on the sleeve for breathability when leaned against. Argonauts Tactical is an e-commerce company who sells its products through its website to individuals in armed professions such as law enforcement, SWAT, private security, and other tactical teams. Our consumers are the professionals mentioned, but our customer base will also include individuals in the military and the tactical gear community as a whole, who outnumber these professions more than tenfold. Through our research and interviews with individuals of these professions, we estimate that 1 out of every 100 armed citizens desire tactical gear, with 90% of law enforcement and paramedics and 20% of private security are allowed to purchase and use their own gear. That is a total available market of 1.76 million people across the country, with an estimated 150,000 reachable through social media marketing. With an average conversion rate of 2.35%, that is 3,525 customers per year. At an average price point of $135, that's a total available market of 263.1 million, serviceable available market of 22.4 million, and a serviceable obtainable market of $1.5 million over 3 years. We will market our products for the professionals, as this will draw in the rest of the tactical gear community. We will produce product video contents on YouTube, as well as send out the product to industry influencers for review. We will foster a brand community by encouraging our customers to take and post pictures of them wearing our product on social media, and by constantly staying engaged with them. As for our competition, our closest competitor in terms of our IFAK design and function is the Faro Concepts IFAK Roll 1. So you'll have to excuse me, as where it says Cry Precision in the slide, it should be Faro Concepts. While users of their product use it as lumbar support, it was not designed for it, nor does it hold as much contents. Additionally, it's sold as 2 separate pieces. Ours will be sold as a set, both the pouch and the attachment sleeve, and it will be sold for a competitive price that's comparable to other quality competitors. For our first year forecast, we forecast total revenue of $55,000, total expenses of $51,000, and a cumulative net profit of $4,400 with a break-even point at 335 units. Each unit will be priced at $135. It'll cost $8 worth of material plus $50 of labor to bring the total cost of goods to $58, leaving a contribution margin of $77 or 57% per unit. However, I believe it's important to note that this price point hinges on if I will need a bank loan or not. And if I do, then the price will be $149. Also, the chart that I'm sure you probably have in front of you is also based off of if I do get a loan. Management will consist of myself managing everything from sales, marketing, and research and development. Accounting, legal, and insurance are currently in the works. However, my primary supplier is Rocky Wood Supplies. For manufacturing, I will require that all my products be Berry compliant, also known as USA made. Not only do my customers prefer this, but it also allows me to not be affected by the same supply issues we're currently seeing at our ports from overseas shipments. Initially, for small scale production, I will outsource my manufacturing to individual contractors with Calzong Scott as my first contractor. Once sales start to pick up, I will shift my manufacturing to Custom Fab USA for medium to large scale orders, all while still utilizing and supporting the individual contractors for smaller scale projects and products. Thanks to the Get Real project set up by the Scheinfeld Center, I have successfully completed a market validation of 45% interest. I've won a past military veteran startup award of $4,500. I've acquired my website domain and social media, had 10 prototype testers sign up, formed my business entity, and as of right now, I'm currently waiting for my prototypes to finish being made so that they can be mailed out to my testers. For funding, $10,500 will be self-funded. $4,500 was already funded by the past startup award. Another $20,000 will be obtained through a bank loan. And if I win this Get Real award of $10,000, that would bring my total funding to $45,000. I've already invested the Veteran Startup Award into the business formation, website domain, research and development, and the prototype manufacturing. The self-funding and loan will cover the first 6 months of expenses, second product research and development, and a fully functioning online store on my website. Were I to win this Get Real award, most of it will go towards the first run batch, with the remaining going towards the initial marketing and ad production. So coming back to whether or not I will need a bank loan, it's looking more likely that I'll be able to cover the additional $20,000 on my own if my other investments continue to go the way that they're going. So if anything, I should be able to bootstrap this entire project. So why Argonauts Tactical? Why should you choose Argonauts Tactical? Because we're on a mission to enhance people's abilities to protect and save lives. And the Get Real Project Award is exactly what this company needs to put that mission into effect into this ever-growing market. Thank you.
Hey, Steven, this is Mark. Well done.
Hey, Mark.
Hi. Hey, I know from experience, a lot of clients, as well as a couple of ventures on my own, that supply chain and manufacturing is a difficult process to get right and to get done efficiently. I could ask you tons of questions around that. Let me ask you this one though. Have you thought about right now how long it will take you to make that, to run that first batch, $9,000 worth? Are you going to be taking orders and needing 16 weeks to facilitate that? Are you going to order and build an inventory and then hope to sell? What's your thoughts around that going forward?
With this initial contractor, Calzong, I believe I can get about 30 made per month with just her, and then I believe I can, if I can try and find some more contractors, that would be great. Otherwise, I can keep contracting through her and just have her keep making them until like my sales reach the point to where I'll actually need something bigger, in which case that's when I will go to Custom Fab USA. And I do believe that, yes, they have the, it's like a 3-month kind of process to actually getting it.
And have you looked at, it sounds like it's, a direct to consumer model for sales.
Yes.
Have you explored the possibility of selling on a B2B basis where you're selling through to agencies who are requiring these for their employees, their staff, the safety personnel? Have you looked through that model as opposed to the onesies?
Yeah, I have. The only problem that I have with that is, coming from a military background, I know that, it's like sometimes the best quality products are not issued. They're often not. And so that's why it's like, I really want to try and stay away from government contracts and just innovate and actually fix issues that I personally have had and that I know other people in these professions are currently having. And so that's why I'd like to keep the innovative freedom open. And I have, like, if I've already created something and an agency comes to me and says, we would like this, I will absolutely entertain that idea.
So Steven, I have a question. Thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you.
So is this product, can it be design copyrighted, or does it have any intellectual property thing, like a unique feature that no one else is doing? And then I noticed you said that in the competition differentiation piece that there was a mistake in cry position.
Right. The logo was supposed to be the company Faro Concepts.
Okay. Because I was doing some quick research on cry, and they're pretty big. So,
yes, they're huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like one of those, going back to kind of Mark's question real quick, where they started off creating and innovating, and then they just became so successful that now, like, the more specialized teams, they will contract out, or do like bulk orders, things like that. But in terms of like just the really big government contracts, you don't get to innovate.
So are there dedicated sites where law enforcement, EMTs, anybody in law enforcement, private security, is there a favorite website that they would go to for a resource, or do they just fall into these categories of competition that you named? Do they just go there because they know them?
So what it is that there are some websites. Most of them are forums, and they're usually like tactical gear or firearm forums. And but one of the growing ways that people learn about this industry has been YouTube. And there are a lot of influencers who do a bunch of, gear reviews where they look at gear and they, like they review it, and then people are like, okay, cool. Well, now I actually know more about, what this product is, what it does, as opposed to just reading a blurb on this company that's selling it. And of course, you also get your actual influencers, where like they don't necessarily promote certain products, but they wear certain products. And people always want to know, what are you using?
Right. Yeah. Before I forget it, because I know I will forget it, you should reach out to Black Rifle Coffee Company.
Oh, I love their coffee.
Okay. Well, you should reach out to them. It's a veteran-owned business, and a lot of the boys that came back started the business, and they are just busting it.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I'm well aware. I tune into their podcast sometimes.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Steve.
Hi, Steven. This is Greg. How are you?
Hi.
I'm going to continue kind of on the market side and the sales approach.
Yeah.
I say I'm trying to figure out how, if the pie is 100 people, say, how many people buy their own gear versus how many folks just get it sent to them by their agency?
That kind of really depends on the specific profession, and also the unit. And so it's like, when I did my own personal research, it was 23 individuals. I believe it was about 80 something or about close to 90% they were allowed to. And then in terms of like some of the guys who actually would, it was probably closer to about 50%, but it was usually smaller items, much like IFACs, because the one of the issues that when I was talking to these guys that they were having with their current eye packs is that it just wasn't organized, or that it was attached to their body and they couldn't take it off. So it's like on like their chest or their side, and if they had to get medical thing, it's just such an awkward way to try and get out your, it's like if you need a bandage, it's very awkward to do.
And what do you think it's going to cost you to obtain a customer in terms of marketing costs? Have you thought through that, the marketing costs and the sales costs to actually obtain a customer?
I am actually working on that right now, and I don't have any numbers to give you.
Okay. And is there an agency or type of law enforcement person that would be most likely your customer? Is it a police officer or a armed service individual or a fireman or?
It'll most likely be SWAT or any sort of quick response tactical team similar to that.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
Perfect. Thank you, judges. Thank you, Steven.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steven.
And yeah, next up we have John Harmon of Slick Adhesive Remover. Hi, John.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. Welcome.
Awesome. Well, judges, my name is John Harmon, and today I'm presenting to you Slick Adhesive Remover for skin. So I'm just going to jump right into the problem. So the problem is medical glue hurts the skin. When removing a medical grade bandage or a medical device off of your skin, even sports tape, it hurts. Those adhesives are tough, and doctors, when you're in the hospital, are not always empathetic when removing the bandages. And I'm sure all of us at one point have ripped the bandage off and you say, ow. Well, I'm here to tell you today that I actually have a solution for that. And it is Slick Adhesive Remover for skin. This is a non-toxic and earth-friendly formula that's completely safe. But the feature I actually really want to point out here is that this is a sting-free formula. There's no isopropyl alcohol in this formula. So when dealing with wound care, it's not going to hurt. So your kids are going to like it. And this is a formula that works more than just removing the bandage. It actually works to remove athletic tape, hair dye, ink and marker, glitter, gum and hair. The applications are endless with this product. All right, so my key customer is type 1 and 2 diabetics, but I've had sales from post-surgery medical patients, sports therapist patients, and believe it or not, actually hair salons, they buy it so they can remove the hair dye from their customers. I don't know this from experience. I haven't dyed my hair, but I've been told it works really well. But for this presentation, I'm focusing on type 1 and 2 diabetics. Those are my key customer. So to service them, this is really a B2B market. So if I wanted to go retail with this, I'd be hitting stores like CVS, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. But I think to begin this company, medical supply companies, they sell diabetic equipment to the diabetic community. So I'd want to work with distributors like medical supply companies like Betty Mills and Cascade Healthcare and Medical Supply Depot. And so to give you overall market size, I'm just going to report on just the United States market. So there are about 34 million type 1 and 2 diabetics here in the United States. And there are about 6,500 medical supply distributors that are currently selling equipment to the diabetic community, and that's spread across the United States. Our company goal is to obtain 5% of the medical supply distributors in the United States, which is about 325 distributors, but also focus in on our website. We want to build 1,000 customer orders per month, and a lot of medical supply distributors do focus in on digital, so that is part of the business model here as well too. So our competition, I designed this product to be non-toxic, a natural formula, sting-free, which I mentioned earlier, but also price point. A lot of adhesive removers are very expensive, so I was very price conscious, and it's priced at $14.95. And as you can see, our competitors are they're not quite there yet, but we are. All right, so our 3-step go-to-market strategy. So before I actually talk to the distributor, I'm building this business online first. So I'm building this on Amazon. I've got a website on Shopify. I'm working on SEO with Google, and social media is part of this strategy. So that's the first step. And then what I'm going to do is use the success of the digital ads to show that data to the medical supply distributor to say, hey, look, there's huge demand for this. We're selling this directly. Do you want a piece of this business? So that'll kind of incentivize them to, proof of the business, but also, hey, let's partner up. And if that goes over well, approach large retailers and say, hey, look, we've worked with distributors. We've got our own online website. Let's scale this thing up. Let's go big. So that'll be the third step. All right, so our team, I'm the founder and owner of this business. Emmanuel, who's the president of AMR Laboratory, is our manufacturer. Adam's our sales rep and content creator. Jeremy handles fulfillment. Manuela is in charge of bookkeeping and accounting. And Eric Peterson is our marketing consultant. All right, financial summary. It cost me $2.75 to make one unit that includes all the supplies and materials. I then wholesale that for $7.50, and then that retails for $14.95. Right now, cost per acquisition with marketing on Amazon and with my website is about 20 to 25%, which is roughly $3 to $4 per unit. Lifetime sales for the adhesive remover is $32,865. That's just the adhesive remover, and that's a little over 2,000 units sold. And I'd like to point out, this is real numbers. These aren't projections or anything. So this is currently as of November 5th. All right, progress and traction. So in the past 6 months in the GRA, I've accomplished a lot. I've increased my website traffic through search engine optimization. I've onboarded a reliable manufacturer that can take this to scale. I've organized the books with Manuela, and I'd have to say I'm organized. I've increased my sales digitally through Amazon and my website, and I actually got my first wholesale account. So I'm starting to work with wholesalers with this product. I developed a new website to handle the back-end operations of everything I've talked about today. And I've actually improved the formula based on customer feedback. So I've actually designed it to be non-greasy. So when I'm applying another bandage on, it's not going to fall off from the residue that is there before. But what I'm working on right now is social media. Social media is a huge play with medical distributors, as I've learned. And I want to start increasing sales by starting to approach these distributors and say, hey, I got a product, your customers need it, let's talk. And I'm going to reach them by attending some medical supply shows in the near future. All right, so use of funds. I didn't know this when I first started this product, but there's actually more demand for adhesive remover wipes than there is the bottle. I didn't know that when I first started, but I know it now. And if I start with the palette of wipes, it's going to cost $4,000 to bring it here to the United States. And I'm going to put the rest into marketing. Let's get products out there. Let's move. And so that's what I would use the $10,000 for. And I really want to conclude this presentation with why you should pick me. I'm driven to be successful. I've been running OilSlick for a number of years now, and it's been a huge passion of mine. And I'm making real sales every day. I actually sold 12 bottles before this presentation. So I'm making sales every day, and I'm growing and learning as this business evolves. And I really, truly feel like I'm solving a problem for a very, very large market. So those are really the top reasons why you should pick me to win this presentation today. And with that being said, thank you for your time. And I'm now opening the floor to questions.
Hi, John. This is Chuck Santry.
Hey, Chuck.
Good seeing you again.
Good to see you. How's the
I have a
tennis?
question on the formulation. I know you changed it because of consumer input.
Yep.
Is the formulation unique enough that you have some kind of protection from someone coming in and saying, oh, we're going to make Goo Gone, whatever, adhesive remover on our own?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me address that. So in the specialty cleaning space, I don't have a patent over this product, and I'm taking the Coca-Cola route, where Coca-Cola doesn't have a patent, Windex doesn't have a patent, WD-40. You keep it trade secret, and your manufacturing practice is secret. So how you assemble it and put it together is all proprietary. And that's, if my competition wanted to come in and copy that, they'd have to hire a chemist and spend lots of money to figure out the whole manufacturing process. Whereas if I were to patent my product, I'd have to disclose all of that, and then my competition can change one ingredient by 1% and legally call it different.
Can you protect the proprietary manufacturing process?
Yes.
Have you done that?
Well, it's all trade secret. You just don't, you do not disclose that.
So it's internal to your operation.
Yeah, so my manufacturer is under a non-disclosure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The question, let's go a little deeper into the manufacturing. Hi, this is Greg.
How's it going, Greg?
Good. You outsource your manufacturing
Yes, sir.
and they're under an NDA. Are you outsourcing in the US or outside the US?
The bottle is in the United States. The wipe is right now overseas in China. But due to the supply chain issues, I have a contact down in Mexico that can create this product. So, but yes, right now the bottle is in the United States.
And is it a pretty standard chemistry? I mix a bunch of this or that's together and I put in your bottle. Is there anything unique about what I'm mixing or how I mix it or the order I mix it in?
That is proprietary. I can't go too much into detail about it, but I'll give you an example. So sometimes if you need certain ingredients, they only blend at certain temperatures. So there's that process. I mean, there's tons of different ways. I mean, chemistry is a whole different thing. And just for the safety of my manufacturing, I can't get too much into it, but I have a working product that works and my customers need it.
So I'll ask one more question on that. And I think this is what Chuck was getting at. Most of us can reverse engineer anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It just costs money to do that. Yeah.
It costs money to do that. So what gives you confidence that I wouldn't take your bottle and I'm a chemie and hire a bunch of chemies like me and just reverse engineer it?
So my answer to that is you build the brand. So it's a marketing game. When the consumer is not gonna, they don't care really. I mean, they care what's in the products, but if in the eyes of the consumer, if they say, "Oh, this is an adhesive remover, it's safe, I need this," like no one's really reading the back of Windex. They just know Windex, that's a glass cleaner. It works. And that's that. And we don't call glass cleaners, we call it Windex. So in this world, you build the brand. And that's what I want to accomplish here in the medical industry, is building that brand.
And maybe I'll ask one final question on that. How much do you think you allocate to, you call it brand, I'll call it marketing, to build that brand, a percentage of sales? What do you think that is to build that brand in terms of your allocation by percentage, not by dollar amount?
Well, right now, I'm selling this currently on Amazon on my website. So cost per acquisition right now is $3 to $4 per unit. And then I have some other outside marketing expenses that are just for operational reasons. So right now I'm spending about $3 to $4 per unit that I sell. And I'm hoping to decrease that cost as I grow my sales volume and working with distributors.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Greg. I hope I answered your question.
Hey, John, nice job on the presentation. This is Mark. I think you're right. You're dead right around building a brand and creating a relationship between your customer, and that's important. And I think that gives you a fighting chance to win. Do you have the ingredients listed on the back of the label?
Yeah.
Yeah. And would it otherwise be patentable? Is there an ability, even if you wanted to go outside the trade secret component? I'm a lawyer, so this tickles
yeah, absolutely. You can patent I guess if you want, you can patent the manufacturing process, but that just exposes how I do it.
Right.
And so can you? Yes. That's a different strategy. I'm just picking this strategy simply because it's worked for me right now. As I grow, if I need to alter and change said manufacturing strategy, I will do that.
And good answer, by the way. And you indicated that you're sort of exploring this brand building process as a way of establishing relationship with distributors, because it's a B2B model. But if you were to focus on, is there a focus of owning 100% of the $14 and $15 sale as opposed to half of it? If you're going to build the brand in a way through e-commerce, through Amazon and those, is that money better spent, or could you spend that money in a way that allows you to own 100% of that product sale.
Yeah, absolutely. The only reason why I see value in the distributor is with my products, I need to push volume. This is a volume-based business. So a distributor, he can pick up 3 pallets and say, I'm going to get this sold. Whereas if I build that brand, it's going to take years to build a brand. Where if I partner with a distributor, I mean, they're going to push volume. So in the beginning, I would like to work with distributors, but my long game is to build that brand. And I think the medical distributors, I was learning that 30% of their revenue comes from digital anyways. So I'm just playing both cards right now.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's 34 million is a big targeted audience. I know from family experience that type 1s in particular are very connected to solutions in the space. So
yes, type 1 has been my #1 customer right now. I'm seeing an increase in type 2 sales as well too. Yeah, thank you, Julie. I appreciate it. And judges, thank you so much for your time. And
thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
Cheers.
Maybe I'll just leave it right here because we're going to go to judge deliberation now. So to our audience, hey, don't leave now, right? There's the judges are going to determine who the winner is. They're going to go into the breakout room, and they have up to 20 minutes to determine who the winner is. And I don't know about you, I'm glad that I don't have to determine the winner because the founders did a really good job. So the judges tell me that they have come to a decision. So judges, I'll let you take it away.
Thank you, Julie. I wanted to, on behalf of all the judges, and they'll certainly provide their own separate feedback, I wanted to say congratulations to all of you. It was a very, very close, very close competition. We deliberated for over 20 minutes. It was indicative of that. And we all think that you should absolutely continue to pursue your endeavors. We're impressed by all of you. If we had 3 $10,000 checks, you'd all get one. But to put a point on it, the winner of the competition is John and his adhesive product. Congratulations to John. It really was very close. I was shocked how close it was, and we say congratulations to all of you. We're really impressed.
Congratulations, John.
Congratulations, John.
Shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. Guys, thank you. Wow, I'm truly honored. And wow, I'm speechless right now, guys. Thank you so much. I mean, and I'm also going to speak on behalf of Steven and Elvis too. It was, we really did get real on this program, all of us. Yeah, I'm very fortunate to be here. So thank you very much. And thank you, Julie. Thank you, judges. Thank you, Steven, Elvis. Yeah, thank you. I'm lost of words. I don't know what to say.
Hey, I understand, John, lost for words. Yeah, got it. But yeah, congratulations. And the judges have some important feedback, I think, to offer each of the finalists, right?
Yeah, I think initially as a group, we were really impressed, Elvis and Steven, to both of you. We thought you guys are on the right track there. And we really genuinely hope that you continue to pursue your projects. Both of us, all of us thought that there was real opportunity with respect to both of them, and look forward to the extent that you want to reach out to any one of us, please do offline. I know that Elvis, you have some help, and Steven, I'm sure you do too, but we're more than happy to give you positive and critical and feedback directly by phone, by email. Julie can provide that contact information, and we really just encourage you to keep pushing along. And nothing worth getting is easy. So
let me just ditto that, Mark and Steven. If you want to reach out, I mean, I've got a background, Elvis, in restaurants, so if I can be of any assistance, let me know. And Steven, if you're still online, you're not going on my screen, but I can probably connect you with some people in manufacturing and sourcing for your materials. So keep us in the loop. Julie has all of our contact information.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, Steven, echoing that real quick. I have a client that's in the design space that is a government contractor. And so they have contacts they may have some contacts that might be useful in your space as well.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And I think overall, I think we were all impressed by the presentations, by how you size the market, by your financials, and your go-to-market strategies. So I think we all thought you did a great job in that, and you were really prepared. And Julie, it shows how well you got these guys all prepared. So congratulations to you too. I thought we all thought the materials was very, very well done, and it shows us how much hard work you've all put into it. And it really, we actually went back and forth on the winner, and it really was very difficult for us to decide. And we saw merit in all three of your. And again, I'll echo what everyone else said. If anything I can help with any of you, I do agree on the government contracts. I was actually a CFO of a government tier 1 government defense contractor at one point, and I'm sure glad I got out of that business.
Yeah.
But Elvis, I look forward to December 1st and having one of those tacos on your soft opening.
Oh, absolutely. I'll see you in line for sure.
Yeah, we'll be in line. We'll come out.
My daughter's
Right.
coming out from Dallas, so you better be open.
Oh, I will. I got to make sure that Torchy's that queso recipe is up to
That's
standard.
right.
Hey,
Right.
so for our audience, do you think that there's any takeaways that, our audience, a lot of them are aspiring entrepreneurs or, at different phases in the development of their ventures. Do you think from anything that you've seen here that these other entrepreneurs should really take to heart and that could really help them move forward?
I have one that's really important. You have to be passionate about what you're doing. You can have all the numbers, projections, forecasts, recipes, products, and if you're not passionate about it, and all three of you guys, that was evident in your presentations that you are locked into your concepts, and that was important to me. Okay, so congrats. And all you other entrepreneurs that are out there, that's what you have to look at. There's the benchmark. You got 3 benchmarks.
Yeah, well said, Chuck. I would have said simply the same thing. That's why it ended up being so close. I think, Julie, it was we were judging 3 people who were clearly very, very connected with their projects.
And I would say that, as we indicated prior, that they were all such good presentations, and you should seek out, folks like the Scheinfeld Center to help you do this, because it was really evident. I've seen a lot of startup presentations and a lot of pitches, and these were really 3 very, very good pitches.
That's really good feedback. It's good to hear. Thank you. How about for the founders? So you've traveled this distance. Do you have any words of wisdom that you would share with the aspiring entrepreneurs who are following in your footsteps?
I'll say that I think everything happens for a reason. I think this journey is hard for everybody. And I think, sometimes you hit hiccups or bumps, but I think it always ends up to be, as long as you're like they all said, passionate, it always ends up working out if you work hard and you keep going at it.
Well said.
Yeah, I think something I would definitely add to that is as much as you want to be locked into your idea and your project, you also have to be at least somewhat flexible, because plans always change the moment you put them into motion.
I'll back that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would second both Steven and Elvis. And, it's a quote I've heard is sometimes it's not about the destination, but the journey. So and I think that speaks for, that quote can speak a lot for entrepreneurship. It can be quite an interesting journey. So have fun with it.
All right, thank you. Well, I would like to give so much gratitude here to our judges. Thank you for your dedicated time and focus and sharing your expertise here to help these entrepreneurs get a kind of a feedback on where they're at and to open up new opportunities and resources. Like you said, they can reach out to you, helping to build their network. That's so important, really at any stage. And to the founders, I give my hat off to you. You were consistent in working through the accelerator, and 6 months can be a long time and a short time all at once, right? To get everything done. And you did an exceptional job, and it's been nothing but an honor to work with you, and know that the Scheinfeld Center is 100% behind you still. And there's this great program that Greg spoke of at the beginning of the event here, so there's more support, coming available to you down the road. Yeah, so good job with that. And though they're not in the room right now, really the mentors that help each founder has a core mentor. The mentors have been just amazing. They have gone out of their way to help these founders. And that's an amazing thing about Santa Barbara. And I couldn't do this program at the Scheinfeld Center without all of you. So thank you so much. And finally, to our audience, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We hope that these entrepreneurs have inspired you in your entrepreneurial journey. And we hope that you'll be sitting here sometime soon, or maybe live in an auditorium if we ever get there again, pitching your idea to judges, in pursuit of the next best thing in your venture. So thank you, everyone.